The Lincoln MKZ was last redesigned in 2013 and included very unique styling on the inside and out, and a wide variety of powertrains available, as well as many technology features too. These attributes continue on into 2016, and the MKZ is pretty much unchanged from the previous model year. But is it a worthy look for a mid-size luxury sedan? Well, let's go ahead and find out and check out this 2016 Lincoln MKZ Hybrid. Now, essentially, there really isn't much to tell the difference between a gas-powered version of the MKZ and the hybrid version, but if you do want to tell the difference, the badging on the rear says 2.0H on the hybrid version, and then on the gas-powered version it says 2.0 EcoBoost, but that's pretty much the only way you could tell between the hybrid version and the gas-powered version. Now, the MKZ is also heavily based off of the Ford Fusion. However, the two vehicles look very different, and the MKZ does stand out quite a bit more. However, I do like the looks of the Fusion a little bit better. I think it's just a little more handsome looking, but this vehicle does have very unique styling. Now here goes the key fob for the vehicle. As you can see, it's your typical Lincoln Ford key here. You do have your unlock, your lock, and then your remote engine start, and then to release your trunk, and then your panic button. Pretty nice feature to have for the remote engine start. Just click on this button 2 times. Now it is the magnetic metallic exterior color with smart key access on all 4 doors. You also do have a full-on black leather interior. Power driver's seat with power recline and power lumbar as well. Now, stepping on inside of the MKZ here, as you can see, it's very uniquely styled and pretty high quality looking overall, especially with this wood interior trim that goes throughout the whole interior. Now, you do have push button ignition, of course. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. Now, you do have a full leather wrap steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, you have a CVT automatic with a push-button gear selector. Now, the push-button gear selector is becoming much more common in the automotive world nowadays. And you also do have regenerative braking on this vehicle, since we do have the hybrid version. Basically, you just push on the button for what gear you want. Putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera with guidance lines and trajectory. And you also do have rear parking sensors too, as you can hear them right now. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights and the hazards too. Automatic driver's side window. And let's go ahead and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators. You also do have blind spot detection. "19-inch polished aluminum wheels. Adaptive LED headlights with LED daytime running lights on the lower portion right there, as well as LED turn signal indicators and front parking sensors. Now, under the hood here, we have a 2-liter Inline 4-cylinder paired with an electric motor, producing 188 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 129 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. Of course, when you buy hybrid, you're looking at the fuel economy numbers, and it earns pretty decent fuel economy of 41 in the city and 39 on the highway. Now, on the gas-powered versions of the MKZ, there is a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder available, as well as a 3.7-liter V6. The MKZ can also be had with all-wheel drive too. Now, as far as competitors go of the MKZ, its main direct competitor is certainly the Lexus ES, that also can be had with a hybrid version and then a gas-powered version too. Other vehicles to consider include the Cadillac XTS, Buick LaCrosse, as well as the Acura TLX. Pricing of the MKZ starts at the base model, which starts at $35,190. The black label starts at $45,605. Then the hybrid starts at $35,190, and then black label hybrid starts at $45,605. Love the style of the wheels, very elegantly designed. Like I said, EPA estimates are 41 in the city and 39 on the highway. Total vehicle price for this particular one is $43,250. Coming to the rear, you have LED tail lamps with LED turn signal indicators and dual exhaust tips as well. Very uniquely styled, especially in the rear. You also do have an LED third brake light. Of course, you have all of your basic powered amenities, power windows, power mirrors, and your power door locks. Power folding exterior mirrors too. Nice little elegant touch there. Chrome interior door handles and a nice soft touch armrest. Very nice. Now, as far as build quality and materials go inside of the MKZ here, it's okay, but it's certainly not the best in the class. The Lexus ES is certainly a lot better in terms of build quality and materials. Materials are okay in the MKZ. Up here on the upper door panel, soft touch. On the mid door panel, soft touch also, and the armrest, of course. Up here on the dashboard, it's slightly padded. The plastics do have a very high quality feeling to them overall, but my biggest problem with this interior is certainly the build quality, and there are a lot of panel gaps inside of this interior, especially for a luxury vehicle. And then also, all the trim pieces don't fit all that well together either, so build quality definitely needs some work. The materials are okay, however. Now, coming to the steering wheel design, I really do love the steering wheel of the MKZ. Very stylish and high quality looking. Now, you do have your cruise control over here, and then this dial pad controls that little screen right there, just like how it does on the Ford Fusion. This dial pad right here also controls that little screen over there. Voice recognition, steering wheel mounted audio controls, and your Bluetooth phone controls. Really do just love the steering wheel and then the wood grain trim on it too. You also do have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel too. Pretty nice. And then right there is where you will find your parking brake too. Coming up here, you have your auto dimming rearview mirror, sunglass container, interior illumination lighting, garage home link, and the headliner is very high quality. Your sunroof with your sunroof controls. You can get a panoramic sunroof inside of the MKZ. Coming down there, you also do have a little storage cubby. Another little storage cubby with a 12-volt power outlet. Then your two cup holders. And two USB ports down there, as well as a SD card slot. And then you also do have your center console storage. There's a decent amount, and you also do have another 12-volt power outlet down there, and then this little tray as well. And then it's also lined with felt. Pretty high quality. It's also nice and stitched and soft touch right there. Coming down here, you have your controls for your climate controls, and they are touch sensitive buttons, which I'm not really a big fan of. They're just not calibrated all that correctly. But you do have dual zone automatic climate control. And as you can see, this button for your fan speeds is touch sensitive, and it works sometimes, but not all the time. You also do have your temperatures right here, then your on and off button for your climate controls, and then your rear window defroster, and then your recycling mode, and then your front window defroster. As you can see, I really do have to touch it a lot of times to make it work. And then you also do have touch sensitive buttons for your seek and track button, and then your tune as well, and then eject your disc for your CD player. On the side right here, we also do have your downhill assist and then your active park assist. So this vehicle will actually parallel park by itself, which is a pretty nice little neat feature. As far as visibility goes in the MKZ, frontward visibility is okay. Outward visibility through the front is okay. However, when you get to rearward visibility, it is a little bit of a challenge due to a very little small rear quarter window. And then the roof line also slopes quite a bit too. And then the rear window back there is actually kind of hard to see out of, to be honest. As far as the seating comfort goes, the seats are decently comfortable. I would certainly take this vehicle on a long road trip. Side support for the side bolsters is okay. Thigh support is okay too. The headrests also feel very nice and plush. Now coming to the main interface in the infotainment system, here we have the My Lincoln Touch, which is pretty much the same thing as My Ford Touch. Basically it's separated into 4 main corners. Coming to your entertainment down here, this is where you can access all of your different media sources. You have AM, FM, Sirius satellite radio, your CD player, USB port, SD card slot, Bluetooth streaming audio, and then your auxiliary jack. Coming to phone, up in the upper left hand corner you have where you can hook up your Bluetooth phone, and then you have an integrated dial pad, and then you have all of your stored contacts on there too. And then if you want to look at your navigation system, you actually do have to insert an SD card slot. Coming to this little home button right here, that pretty much reveals everything on one little screen. Coming to climate right there. If you don't want to control your climate functions down here, you can control it from the touchscreen. And the only way to control your different zones for your climate controls is from the touchscreen, which is pretty interesting. I don't know why they wouldn't put it down on these buttons right here. But you have your heated and ventilated front seats, and then your temperatures are right there, different zones, rear window defroster, and then if you want the dual zone on or off. And then coming to that little eye right there, basically that's various amounts of information for like your services, sync services, your travel link, different alerts, and then you also have a calendar on here, which is pretty neat. Then you have your apps, which you can install, and then you also do have a vehicle health report and 911 assist. Coming down here, you also do have an electric monitor, since we do have the hybrid version of the MKZ. And then coming to settings, you can change many different settings, like the time zone, the display of the touchscreen, and then the sound, other vehicle settings, many different settings you could change here. The responsiveness of the touchscreen is okay, but it's certainly not the best. It's not lightning quick. It does take a little bit of time. Now coming to the gauges are traditional Ford Lincoln here. You have your speedometer in the center right there, and then coming to that little screen right there, like I said, is controlled by this pad right there. Basically it shows you all of your vehicle information. You have your Ford My Key, your fuel range, your fuel gauge, driver alert, system check, shows you if there's any warnings, your display and your trip information, and then your average MPG, driver assistance, traction control, blind spot detection, cross traffic alert, lane keeping assist as well. And then coming to that little screen right there, basically you could change your different media source, view what radio station you're on, and then also you can change the different radio station too. And then you have your direction of travel down there, and then your exterior temperature readout as well. Now, one thing I have to note about the MKZ is that this interior is a little bit confining. There's not a whole lot of legroom, and then there's not a whole lot of width between the door and then the center console too. It just feels very tight inside of here, especially when compared to vehicles like the Cadillac XTS, as well as the Acura TLX and the Lexus ES, which they do feel quite a little bit more roomier. Now, as far as driving dynamics go of the MKZ, it offers a very smooth and quiet ride, yet the handling is decently responsive for a luxury sedan in this class. And then power from the 4-cylinder we have here paired with an electric motor is okay, but it is a little underwhelming at times. The CVT automatic transmission does shift pretty seamless overall, but this is not the most powerful powertrain in the class. The Lexus ES's hybrid powertrain is more powerful than the Lincoln MKZ hybrid's powertrain. But however, when the MKZ is equipped with the 3.7 liter V6, it's decently powerful overall. And there's ample amounts of power for your daily commute with the V6 powertrain. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut down the MKZ. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Now, trunk space is limited due to the battery pack back here. You have your MKZ floor mats. And we also do have a power trunk lid, which is a pretty nice little feature there. Now, build quality and materials do follow through in the rear at least, so nice and soft to the touch on the armrest, mid-door panel, and upper door panel. Now, sitting back here, I have the driving position to where mine would be at. I'm about 6 foot, and I don't really have that much leg room back here. Now, if I was to sit in the Lexus ES, where my driving position would be at, I would certainly have a lot more room. Headroom is also pretty limited too. It's not all that great either. But you do have dual map pockets back here, rear air vents, heated rear seats, and an 110 volt power outlet, as well as a 12 volt too. And you also do have a rear center armrest with cup holders and a ski trunk pass-through back here too. The seats themselves are decently comfortable. They're nice and plush. However, they're not all that supportive. But really what I am complaining about back here is certainly the headroom and the legroom. Legroom needs to be a lot better. Alright. Powered passenger seat with power recline and power lumbar. Goes your glove box compartment, nice and damp and lined with felt. You also do have a nice little storage cubby right there too. Alright. So the 2016 Lincoln MKZ is an okay choice for a mid-size luxury sedan, especially if you're looking for one with a very fuel-efficient powertrain, as well as standout styling. However, due to its very confining interior and low-grade build quality, as well as its complicated controls, it's certainly not the best choice for a mid-size luxury sedan. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.